While phone manufacturers like to show off their latest flagship phone, they all know that the real moneymakers are phones in the budget segment. Samsung is keenly aware of this and have slowly been strengthening their J-series lineup to cater to more budget-conscious buyers. The newest member of the J-series family, the J7 Prime, looks to bridge the divide between premiumness and affordability. Does it deliver? We're about to find out. Hey guys, what's happening? Jamie here from Unbox, and this is our initial review of the Samsung Galaxy J7 Prime. Just like with most mid-rangers today, the Galaxy J7 Prime sports a metal build that gives the phone that unmistakable sense of premiumness in its build and design. Unfortunately, just like its older brothers, the Galaxy J7 Prime still has the same old design cues that Samsung's famous for, namely rounded corners and edges as well as a physical home button. It's a design language that's unmistakably Samsung, but we feel it's getting a little bit long in the tooth. The front of the phone features a 5.5-inch Full HD IPS display, which is a big departure from the Super AMOLED panels that Samsung has used in the past. Right below that is the physical home key, which also doubles as the fingerprint scanner, flanked by capacitive Android navigation keys, a long design staple of Samsung. Right on top of the display is the 8-megapixel f1.9 selfie camera. The rear of the phone bears a 13-megapixel f1.9 aperture rear camera with LED flash. While the rear of the phone is metal, there's two plastic strips on the top and bottom of the J7 Prime that houses the antennae of the device. Overall thickness of the J7 Prime is around 8mm, making it chunkier than its contemporaries. Going around the phone, you'll see the lone speaker grill on the topmost right of the phone, with a power button right below it. On the left side sits the volume rocker as well as two SIM slots and micro SD slot. That's right, you no longer have to choose between two SIM cards or a SIM card plus micro SD expansion. Moving on, you'll see both a USB port and 3.5mm jack on the bottom of the phone. We're a little taken aback with the side-mounted speaker of the J7 Prime, but the placement isn't too bad as the phone managed to pump out a decent amount of sound from that oddly placed speaker. Going back to the IPS LCD display. It's an oddity for sure since Samsung likes to use its homegrown Super AMOLED panels in its phones whenever possible. Despite that, the display looks bright, has good viewing angles and color saturation. This may be good or bad depending on your preference for Samsung's sometimes oversaturated Super AMOLED displays. The embedded fingerprint scanner on the J7 Prime worked well enough, but sometimes required us to press down a bit longer than we would have liked. Moving on to the hardware, the Galaxy J7 Prime is equipped with Samsung's Exynos 7870 octa-core processor, running at 1.6 GHz on 8 Cortex-A53 cores. That's complemented with a Mali-T830MP2 GPU, 3GB of RAM, and 32GB of expandable storage. It's our first time to encounter the Exynos 7870, which was announced earlier this year. The new processor is built on Samsung's 14nm FinFET process, which makes it more efficient than comparable processor that's built on the older 28nm process. The Exynos 7870 processor isn't a performance-driven chipset, evidenced by its respectable Antutu score. However, the phone performed well during our brief time with it, with the phone exhibiting zero lag during navigation and general use. Gaming on the J7 Prime is acceptable. It's not the best, but it's not the worst we've seen either. We've yet to see the performance of the phone in regards to battery endurance, but we're sure the large 3300 mAh battery will help in that regard. And that's pretty much it for our initial review of the Samsung Galaxy J7 Prime. The Korean firm will start selling this phone on October 29 with an SRP of $13,990. If you like this video, make sure you give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment down below if you have any questions regarding Samsung's Galaxy J7 Prime. This is Jamie, and we'll see you next time.